That narrative has been sold to us for such a long time. Like, this is a grown man and he's crying like real tears because that American dream is where the lie is. We put pressure on people to be like, well, if they move to Ghana, that means they must stay in Ghana forever. Kotoka International Airport has seen so many tears from people. Every country that you go to is going to give you a different experience. Are you like, is that what you're banking on, your retirement in like 20 years time, right? They're the ones that haven't actually experienced anything. Your perspective is so like this. For some people, we don't even have passports. We've never even left our states before because the media tells us what it wants us to tell, what it wants us to know, but not necessarily what the truth is. So, hey guys, welcome back. All right. Today's video, I want to talk about a video that I came across on social media. Now, I thought this video was very interesting because the guy in the video, he says that America is the trap. And I thought, wow, what an interesting conversation this would be. So first of all, I want us to watch the video together because I want you guys to see what he was saying. So let's do that.
Man, this whole time, bro, they made us fucking think Africa was such a poor country, bro. Such a place you wouldn't want to be at, bro. And Speed is single-handedly changing my perspective on life. Like the music in Africa, the culture, everything, every single aspect of Africa just makes my insides feel so good, bro. And it makes me just want to leave America. Bro, I feel like America is the trap. America is the trap. The American dream is the trap. Everybody else is free, but not free from America. America's the problem, bro. America's the fucking problem. And I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Like, Speed, thank you, bro. Thank you.
So, a very, very interesting video. So, first of all, I would say that, I mean, I think that he's somewhat been in the dark for quite some time because I think for you to feel that, I mean, he didn't say this with his words, but the caption on this video, right, says that he believed that Africa only had huts and stick houses, okay, and that it was poor. That narrative has been sold to us for such a long time, such a long time that, but honestly, I feel like in the last 10, 15 years or so, I feel like that narrative has kind of been changing where people are starting to wise up to the fact that, you know, Africa isn't necessarily poor, not everybody lives in huts. But especially the last few years, I feel like it's been, it's like that narrative has like run dry. Like I kind of felt like most people knew that that is not the case. Like Africa has its wealth, Africa has its thing, Africa has its problems, but there are so many good things happening in Africa as well, especially with a lot of the diaspora moving back and there's so much buzz around Africa, you know. So I'm surprised that he would have still had that mentality. But just to watch how he breaks down, and like this is a grown man and he's crying like real tears because he feels the connection with the culture, the music, all of that stuff. And honestly speaking, this is one person that we're looking at. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of people, when they come here to, I'm going to say Ghana because we're in Ghana, right? When they come to Ghana for the first time, they do tend to break down because although people can tell you what Ghana is perhaps like, until you come and experience, you don't get the full understanding of how connected you can feel and how much you realize, how much of a disconnect you realize that you actually have. Even for me, who is Ghanaian, when I moved to Ghana, I definitely felt like, I felt like I had missed out on so much. Like, even though I had a part of the culture with me when I was in the UK, moving to Ghana is like experiencing the culture in a whole different way and experiencing this whole new life. It's like your eyes, your perspective, everything just opens up really wide. And so this is kind of what he's experiencing. But it's just so interesting to read the comment section as well, because on this video, people were like, you know, some people were like, well, I can't believe that you still think about that. Do you think like that? Do you not read? Do you not do research? This would only take basic research to have found this out, you know. But where, you know, you can read certain things, again, like I say, you can't fully appreciate what something is like until you experience it. And so this is what he's experiencing. He's experiencing that life can be very different. And what is even more interesting is that he specifically says that American dream is where the lie is. Now, I know that some of you are going to be like, well, the American dream can be different things to different people. And that is very, very true and very valid. And I can't knock that. The American dream can be very different for different people. And some people are living what we would call the American dream and they love it. And that's great. And I'm not knocking that because I think what is for you, and that is it. So for some people, you know, they can't live in Ghana. Not everybody can move to Ghana and say, oh, this is where I'm going to live. I'm going to live the Ghanaian dream or whatever, if there is a Ghanaian dream, right? I'm going to live this lifestyle. That's not for everybody. But for those that it does appeal to, it means something. And so it's almost like, I don't know if you can have two dreams. Can you have the American dream and the Ghanaian dream? Perhaps you can, because there are people that, you know, they travel back and forth. They want to live in both worlds. And again, that's another valid way to live. In fact, yesterday I went to an event and someone said to me, well, so I was talking to this guy about, you know, moving, and he was like, yeah, you know, he's trying to move back slowly and see how he can kind of work things out. But he wants to live in both worlds, or maybe, you know, he's going to be in Ghana for now, but that doesn't mean he's going to stay in Ghana forever. You know, he doesn't know. And that is perfectly valid. I feel like sometimes we put pressure on people to be like, well, if they move to Ghana, that means they must stay in Ghana forever. You've made the decision, like there's no going back. But there are options. There are options to live in both worlds, 6 months here, 6 months there, or however you want to do it, right? Or you have the option of saying, well, I'm going to be in Ghana for 5 years and then I'm going to move back. And again, that's perfectly valid. And I don't think that we should limit people on how they want to live out their dream lifestyle, because it can literally be anything. Some people might just want to come and experience it for a while. But this guy in the video, he's like experiencing this emotion, which is obviously very, very strong. And I see people experience it all the time. I always say that Kotoka International Airport has seen so many tears from people just crying because they know what they're going back to. And it's really actually heartbreaking to see. I think even for me, when I travel and I know I'm coming back, right? I even feel a bit of sadness sometimes, because I'm like, although I'm going for a purpose, right? The fact that I'm leaving Ghana sometimes makes me feel some type of way. And I'm just like, it's like, I'm going to be missing some things while I'm away, because like Ghana has this pull. It's like in Ghana, something is always happening. There is always something to look forward to. There's always an event, something that is going on. And so it's like when you leave, it feels like you're going to be missing out on these things. You're missing out on this lifestyle that Ghana can give you. And so it's like it's very difficult for me. So when I'm leaving, I do feel like, I'm leaving Ghana. Like, I can't wait to be back. But I'm also like, I know the reason why I'm traveling. And so I want to also experience that journey. And so it's almost like trying to live. So I understand the whole thing of living in both worlds. It's like you want to be here, but you also want to be here. And it's like you want to split yourself in two, but you can't split yourself in two because it's not possible to do that. And so it's like you never feel like you've made up your mind one way or the other. As someone said to me recently, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it, which is very, very true. But it's like there is definitely a pull, and there's definitely a very strong culture shock if you've never experienced Ghana or Africa before. I think for me, even this year, my plan is to try and visit some of the other African countries. And I'm trying to put in place things so that I can do that, so I can move around a bit more this year. But even me, who's been in Ghana for all these years, I was saying to people yesterday that, oh my gosh, I'm coming up to 12 years now. Like, how did this happen? Like, this is crazy to me. But even in that experience, like, I know that when I go traveling, I'm still going to have culture shock, because obviously Africa is a continent, it's not a country, right? So every country that you go to is going to give you a different experience. And so I'm preparing myself that I'm going to have maybe similar emotions to how he is. I'm not necessarily going to think that, you know, people live in huts, but my mind is going to be expanded. And I guess that's what happens when you travel, not just to Africa, but to different places, and you've experienced different things. That's what you're going to face. And so I'm preparing myself to experience some of these other countries within Africa, and what that's necessary, what that's going to teach me, the experience is going to open up to me, my perspective that's going to be opened up. And I mean, I'm glad that this guy has had this experience, and he's very lucky to even have had this experience at the age that he's had it, because some people don't even have this experience until much later in life. You know, I don't know where this narrative has come from, where we believe that, you know, it's only when we retire that's when we can really think about experience in life. No, who told you, first of all, one, that you might even make it to retirement? We thank God if we make it to retirement, but not everybody makes it to retirement. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to experience, and I think for me, I'm definitely in this zone where it's like, you know, you have to experience life now. Like, now is life, not at 50. I always say it, like, we don't know how many years we have left on this earth, right, individually. So it's like, God forbid, but say you only have 2 years left and your retirement is in 20 years. Are you, like, is that what you're banking on, your retirement in like 20 years time? Or are you going to live the life that you have now today? Because you really realistically only have 2 years left. I mean, God forbid, I don't pray that on anybody, by the way. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality of what life is. Like, you have to enjoy life and experience things in the moment. And sometimes, you know, it's funny because the people that put pressure on you to say, oh, why are you going to spend your time in Ghana? Why are you wasting your time there? You must work for your pension. You must do this, do that. Right? They're the ones that haven't actually experienced anything. Your perspective is so like this. It's like a tunnel vision. Like, you don't see anything else. You can't see anything outside of that. They're the ones that want to give you advice and say, don't do this, don't do that. Meanwhile, they haven't had their horizons broadened in any way, shape, or form. Like, I think it's a good idea to break that narrative of waiting for retirement before you experience what the world has to offer, because there are so many things that a lot of us are missing out on, you know, and the younger that we can do it, the better it is for us, because then we get to really experience things before we're tired. Because let's face it, as you get older, you become tired. And so you do it while you're young. So this person, he's very, very lucky that he got to experience these things when he's young. I think traveling should be a must for, like, everybody. You should at least try and travel somewhere. For some people, we don't even have passports. We've never even left our states before. We've never left anywhere before. And that's not good. Like, it's really important to horizon your perspective on what life is and what life can be. And that just doesn't, I'm not just talking about Africa, but I'm talking about the world. We need to experience more things, especially as we have children and we want to leave a legacy. We need to see what is really happening in the world, because clearly we cannot rely on the media, what the media is showing us, because the media tells us what it wants us to tell, what it wants us to know, but not necessarily what the truth is. So it's important for us to go out there and see. Yes, you can see some of these things through other, you know, travel vloggers, these, you know, that are experienced in different countries. You can see certain aspects of it, but you'll never understand fully what it is like until you do it for yourself. So I want to challenge all of us, like, the next couple of years, to try and go somewhere where we never thought of going before, or just experience Africa. You know, just at least one country, just go to it and just see what it's like, and see how much it will change your life and your perspective on the life that you're currently living. I think we should do that. We should challenge one another. So let me know in the comment section. In fact, let's do that. Let's put a country in the comment section that you would like to go to, that you would like to experience a different perspective of. Hey, I can't even talk. I keep saying that. A different perspective of. So put your country in the comment section and let me know where you would like to experience, and let's talk about it some more. But that's where I'm going to end today's video. Okay, if you would like to do a one-to-one consultation with me, send me an email to dela@moretodela.com. So if you're thinking about moving to Ghana, or maybe even some of Africa, I can give you some tips and we can work out a plan for you. Send me an email and we can discuss it from there. Also, if you are thinking about coming to Ghana and you would like a soft landing, I have 2 one-bedroom Airbnbs available for either long-term or short-term stay. Same email address, send me a message and we can discuss it from there, okay? That's where I'm going to leave the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all these videos. Let me know if there's some things that you would like me to talk about. I'm definitely open to doing that. Let's see what this year brings. Hey, we never know what's going to happen on this channel. But anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, and by the way, I have finally, after all these years, finally crossed the $50,000. That would be nice, wouldn't it? The 50,000 subscribers mark, and I'm so grateful to every single one of you that have subscribed and stuck with me as I have pivoted, as I have cried, as I have laughed, as I have gone through this crazy journey of being here. So last night I went to the UK in Ghana event, and it was just amazing. Like, sometimes I forget the impacts that these types of videos have on people. So I bumped into people, and people would just stop me and be like, you don't know the impacts that your videos are having. Like, you just don't know the impact the videos you are doing are having on those of us in the diaspora that want to come home. And I was just like, I'm just so overwhelmed. When I hear things like that, I'm just so overwhelmed by it, because I'm like, oh, just small me, little me, who's just sitting in front of a camera, just talking, bah, 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 bah. And it's like affecting people to this level. It's changing people's lives. I think it's just such an amazing thing to be able to do. And so I'm so grateful for those of you that have stuck with me. You know, I haven't always got it right, but, you know, I'm always learning, and I'm always open to learning. And so thank you guys too for helping me cross this milestone. It's been a long time, too long. I should be way ahead, but hey, here we are. I'm grateful for what I have. And so let's continue to grow in this channel. Again, thank you so much to all of you. Thank you to those of you who have supported me. Thank you to those of you that have even donated. You know, I can't forget those of you that have done that. So thank you so much. But if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video. Until next time, I am out. Nutifafa.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of